Welcome back, one and all, and thank you for joining me today. As always, I am Daniel Blake, and amongst all the headaches of fall in New England, such as raking leaves and temperamental temperature changes, there is one bright spot we always get to look forward to. Because you see, every September, me and approximately 18 million others tune in to watch one of the greatest sports ever created, football. And yes, I am aware that everywhere else in the world calls soccer football, but this is the USA, damn it, and I will call my sport by its God-given title, even if it causes confusion amongst everyone else, because that's what America is all about. Not only am I a loving spectator of the sport, but I also played for 7 years, from Pop Warner all the way up to high school varsity, so I look back on it with multiple levels of nostalgia. Now, this could be the concussion speaking, but I wouldn't trade the physicality, strategy, or camaraderie for anything, and it's one of the memories I hold dearest. So I would do it all over again in a heartbeat, even if it does mean having to sustain the permanent shoulder damage I now have because of it. Even if my playtime may have ended during high school, I still get so hyped up when I watch my New England Patriots take the field, even if the last few years may not have gone our way. Even with all that praise given, the NFL is certainly no stranger to yearly controversies, much like many other major league sports. Between referee calls that can alter the outcome of a game, constant rule changes, and the startling frequency of egregious off-the-field antics by both players and administration, the sport definitely has problems. While the aforementioned issues can certainly be very severe, I want to take today to talk about something that affects every spectator of our sport. So if you're part of one of America's biggest cults like I am, you'll understand trying to watch your team of choice play live may not be as easy as you think it should be. Even if you manage to get work off, complete all your chores for the day, and somehow still don't have plans on a Sunday, the NFL's broadcasting agreements may still prevent you from watching the game. Before the era of easily accessible high-speed internet, you really only had two options for your television viewing: cable or satellite. They were and are still to this day expensive as hell. With the base rate prices already being exuberant for these services, practices such as bundling really started to push people over the edge. Like, I'm sorry, if I want to get Cartoon Network, why do I have to pay for 50 C-SPAN channels that I have legit never heard of? Not only was this excuse to charge customers more hated by pretty much everybody, it became so much worse if you were a sports fan. Let me try to explain. Let's say you love the Wisconsin-based Green Bay Packers, but you live in Arizona. Because the Packers are an out-of-market team, the only chance you have of watching the games is if they play against the Cardinals, who are from Arizona, or if a provider is kind enough to include the Packers on an available channel, but there's no guarantee of that. In short, it was a very dark time to be an out-of-market sports team fan until a ray of light shone in from the heavens that seemed to solve all the issues. In 1994, NFL Chief of Marketing Michael Miller, as well as John Taffer, yes, the very same one from Bar Rescue fame, teamed up with DirecTV to create NFL Sunday Ticket, the very first one-stop shopping for all out-of-market games. The revolutionary service provided for the first time access to every single NFL game that was currently playing, as well as a condensed replay for those who were unable to watch the game while it was happening. On paper, this seemed like a dream come true, but it wasn't long before issues started to arise with the program. The most obvious of these is this was only available to DirecTV customers, so if you had cable or any other option, you were basically left out in the cold. Also, like any other satellite operation, it was heavily dependent on the weather, so even a small cloud could cause some serious buffering issues. And finally, in my opinion, the worst one of these is the complete monopolization of out-of-market football games, which allowed for exuberant prices to be charged for the service. In 1994, DirecTV was charging $44 per month before taxes and fees for their most basic package, and then an additional $139 for the NFL Sunday Ticket bonus, which came to approximately $359 for the entire season to watch, or $762.56 by 2024 standard. The agreement lasted until 2022, which marked the end of the 28-year relationship between DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket. While many NFL fans rejoiced after being a slave to DirecTV for so many years, what came and replaced it was a new and convoluted beast, one which every enjoyer of television, sports, and movies now has to endure. Yes, my friends, I am talking about the era of streaming services. Now, don't get me wrong, streaming is a significantly better option to DirecTV and cable. I mean, for example, you could get Netflix completely ad-free for only $15.49 a month, where you can choose what you want to watch, when you want to watch it, with zero contracts whatsoever. By the way, if you're part of Netflix marketing and are watching this, please feel free to give me a sponsor. I'll be happy to take it. Now, on the other side of the aisle, you have DirecTV, which for its cheapest option is $59.99 per month for a 24-month contract, which does not include setup fees, subscription fees, or taxes. They have commercials still every 10 minutes, and you're at the mercy of whatever they choose to broadcast for the day. All this to say the improvements are obvious, but that certainly doesn't mean that we have a perfect system now. In 2023, NFL Sunday Ticket joined forces with YouTube TV, which created a whole new level of frustration for football viewers. Firstly, in comparison to other streaming services, YouTube TV is not a cheap option. Granted, you may not have to sign a contract with them, but $72.99 for their basic package before taxes is still a lot to charge for any streaming service. Then you still have to get NFL Sunday Ticket, which is $364, bringing your total cost to approximately $729 for the season to watch almost every in and out of market game, which is just a hair better than what DirecTV was offering. Now, I used the word almost intentionally because the NFL has agreements to stream certain games exclusively on certain platforms outside of YouTube TV. For example, on Thursday, November 19th, Amazon Prime was the only location you could watch my New England Patriots get humiliated by the Jets in live time. In 2024, Peacock, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and ESPN Plus all have at least one exclusive game. Now imagine spending all that money on YouTube TV and NFL Sunday Ticket just to find out that the matchup you've been waiting to see won't be available live unless you subscribe and pay yet another company for the privilege. Now, fortunately, we are in a better situation with out-of-market games and are a far cry from the monopolization of DirecTV with NFL Sunday Ticket, and there are some cheaper options such as NFL Plus Premium, which is only $100 for the year and allows access to every out-of-market game as well as replays for anyone that you may have missed. You may now be asking yourselves, well, why doesn't everybody get the subscription then if it has access to all of the out-of-market games and is certainly one of the cheapest available? Why not take it? Well, I'm here to let you know that there is a glaring issue with NFL Plus Premium, and that is, if you're like me and you're a hometown supporter, good luck, because you can't watch any in-market games until after they have ended. Yes, you hear me right. You can't even watch your home team play until the replay is available. You may be thinking to yourselves, well, I'm patient. I can wait a few hours to watch my team play. No problem at all. And normally I'd 100% agree with you. But here are my issues with waiting till the game is over to actually watch it. First off, my phone is always on me, and purely out of muscle memory at this point, I swipe to the left to see what news articles are there going on for the day. You know, sometimes there's some interesting things I like to read. But during sports season, it shows all the scores at the very top of it. So you're constantly playing peekaboo with yourself, trying not to spoil the experience strictly because your body is used to doing a certain action. Secondly, I have a lot of friends and family that watch football at all who like to talk about it while the game is going on and then directly afterwards. So if I have to wait a few hours or even to the next day to see the game, it feels like I'm really missing out on some valuable bonding time with the people I care about. And lastly, in a similar vein to my first point here, I'm online a heck of a lot for work, whether it be YouTube or the social medias that I run. So I basically have to completely stop doing any online work at all until I watch the game or risk it being spoiled because Google is constantly trying to flash the results at me. And I really want to start to wrap up this rant by saying if you're trying to watch football while visiting our great neighbors of the North in Canada, have fun either paying days in or a VPN to change your IP address because your NFL subscriptions will not work up there unless you pay yet another subscription fee to try to watch this great game we love. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Football is my favorite sport, and I think it's one of the greatest sports to have ever been invented. But because of issues like the cost to watch, exclusivity to certain platforms, and overall spoilers being splayed everywhere on the internet and social media, I find myself watching less and less live football now than I ever have, and that's just very damn disappointing from a fan perspective. Considering the fact that the NFL brings in on average $13 billion a year, you would think they'd be able to provide a streaming service that is not only affordable, but provides all of the in and out of market games as well to, give back to the fans that is even allowing their business to exist in the first place. Well, I feel like that rant just took about 5 years off my life, so thank you so much for tuning in. I have a Patreon now, if you guys are curious. I've got the link right below here, as well as in my bio. If you guys are feeling extra generous and willing to give, it is always greatly appreciated. But if not, that's totally fine. If you leave a like and subscribe, that is more than enough for me. I'm very, very happy with that. But until next time, guys, thank you again so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have just the most wonderful day. Doses.